With ArkansasShowcaseRadio.com, and we're doing another one of our interviews with celebrities, and today is Diamond Rio, and we'll have Jimmy Olander on the line, and he should be popping up right over here in the screen right here pretty soon, and Jeff should be joining us pretty soon, as it says, at 9 o'clock. So let's see if everybody's punctual. So Jimmy should be popping on anytime now, and this should be pretty cool. I mean, they're a big band. They really are. Multi-platinum albums, and they've been they got Grammys, the Grand Ole Opry, everything. So this should be a really good interview because Jimmy's pretty good. He's a good interview, and he's a great guitarist, banjo player, and so this should be pretty cool. I've always liked Diamond Rio. The name's kind of cool. And see if I can catch him on, because we only got him for like 15 minutes because they've got a hectic schedule because they're getting ready to come to Arkansas on the 31st. So that's kind of cool. So we're just waiting for Jimmy to pop on the line.
Audio.
Are you there?
I'm here.
You're there with all your guitars too.
Yep.
But hey, Jimmy, finally we got you on, and welcome to the Arkansas Showcase, and you're coming down to Clinton, Arkansas in just a couple of days.
Yeah, I think it's the Chuck Wagon races.
Yeah. Are you pretty excited about it? You ever been to a Chuck Wagon race?
I have not.
Oh, well, you don't know what you're missing, Jimmy. Everybody needs to go to a Chuck Wagon race.
Okay, I'll have to take you.
So you guys all recovered from the COVID lockdown and everything. How'd that affect you guys?
Well, it affected us greatly. We were out of work for about 16 months, shut down. Man, we all survived it. There were no fatalities. We had, I guess, about half of us got COVID, but nothing of any serious consequence, no lingering effects and stuff like that. But good. How about you? Everything good?
I had but I didn't know what the hell it was. I was still working and everything, and I thought I got the flu. Then we went down and got tested, one of those self-testing things, and then they said, "Well, you got COVID," but it was just like the flu to me. It wasn't that bad.
Gotcha.
So, you've been with Diamond Rio ever since it became Diamond Rio. I mean, how did you guys actually get formed? How did you actually become a part of Diamond Rio?
Well, it's Diamond Rio was a long-standing show band at Opryland, the Tennessee River Boys, and with some former members, and it was playing country music stuff, current country music hits of the era, and because there was already a cast show that was doing vintage stuff, so. More current things, and that show ran for quite a few years, and I was in the last year it was out at Opryland, and we decided we wanted to try to write some original material and not do a bunch of copy stuff and record some stuff, and with the dreams of getting a record deal. I think everybody in the band had that dream when they moved to Nashville. And so little by little, we were working on that. And, there were personnel changes that went along with that transition from Opryland into, because that was a good steady gig. And there was a little bit of stigma associated with a band from a theme park. We were all young, and Opryland was great, but the shows were somewhat show busy, and that wasn't necessarily what the music business looking for. So we had to leave the park and start writing and start recording and cultivating our relationships on Music Row. And we got signed, and our first single went to #1, and it's been, pretty fantastic.
Now, where were you at when you first heard that on the air?
Oh, when we first heard the song on the air,
Yeah.
we were we were actually out on a radio promotion tour, and we heard, I think we were in Indianapolis, and we were all, it was so funny, because we've heard these songs. The recording process is very long. You go in and you're getting the songs, and then you come up with the arrangement. You go in, maybe do you pre-production, maybe not. Go into the studio, cut basic tracks, and then you've got overdubs on vocals and this, and then you go through the mix process and then the mastering. By the time a song comes out on the radio, we don't ever want to hear it again. And however, this is our first single, and so that first time we heard it on the radio, nobody shushed anybody, just the bus got really, really quiet. I mean, we'd heard this 1,000 times in the recording process, but we all sat there in silence and listened to it. And it's one of those times that I will always remember.
Now, when was it when you realized, hey, I'm a darn superstar? When did that finally hit you?
Well, I don't think it has. Every time I ask me for the 71st member of the Grand Ole Opry, please take out the trash. Yeah, I don't think, I'm not getting any love over here.
Was it pretty cool though? I mean, being on the Grand Ole Opry is not an easy thing to get accepted into. I mean, how'd that process actually work? You getting accepted into the Grand Ole Opry?
Well, we're all fans of the Grand Ole Opry. We all had a bunch of friends of ours out there that were working and artists and had played with other artists. And, that's just such a great tradition in country music, the longest standing live radio show. And we wanted to be a part of it. And so we started courting the Grand Ole Opry by showing up and doing spots, and letting them know that we were available. And that relationship grew, and we were invited to become members. And they will let you request who will induct you. And we said we wanted little Jimmy Dickens to induct us into the
Oh,
Opry.
that's pretty cool right there.
That was a really, really good night for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a lot of stuff going on with you. I mean, you've won a Grammy. I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, what was it like to actually hear your names? Hey, we won a Grammy.
Well, that's an interesting story for us because we were kind of the Susan Lucci of the Grammys, where we had been nominated up 14 or 15 times straight. Oh, this is great. So I've got two Grammys. I've got Grammy for production and one for an artist. And man, I'm feeling pretty smug about that. And my son is a big Miranda Lambert fan.
Oh.
And he's, Dad, Miranda just won a Grammy. She just won a Grammy. He was so excited. He was calling me about this. And I was like, that's great. And he was going off about Miranda and the Grammys and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, Max, I have two Grammys. He says, you also lost 15. Thanks, brother. So yeah, I mean, it was really cool. But we got that Grammy Award after all those nominations, and never taken one home. And it's a special thing because unlike the CMAs and the ACMs, the Grammys are voted on by peers. And so in order to become a member of NARIS to vote on the Grammys, you have to have be a part of so many recorded sides of released material. So you can't just have your money and go join up. You have to there's a vetting process to becoming a NARIS member. And so you're being voted on by your peers. Now, the peers often like stuff that's a little bit artsier. It's not going to be the most commercial thing. And we were always very commercial, in our approach. I mean, we're trying to have success at country music and country radio. So it wasn't a surprise. Like certain people that have country stuff, like Emmylou Harris. I love Emmylou Harris, but she wasn't having any current album or chart success at some of the times that she's winning these Grammys. And so it's a little odd who's going to win it, So the fact that we have won some Grammys, I'm sure that there are some people going, now, wait a minute, Diamond Rio didn't do this, or, I don't know, but I'm not giving it back. I'll tell you that.
At least they spelled your name and everything right on it, right? Because that's what happened with Peter Frampton. He got a Grammy, and he basically they spelled his name wrong, but he said, no, I'm not giving it back.
Yeah, yeah. I think once you get them, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so what's up for with Diamond Rio? What's coming up for you guys?
As far as man, we're touring like crazy. So our sweet spot, I'm going to say, is somewhere around 70 dates to perform a year, and we're going to be at 90 or 90 plus this year, and that's just a result of demand. And because everybody touring and concerts were shut down for so long, so yeah, so we've got a lot of work. So lots of midweek works. It's like what we were doing when we were young guys. I'm the youngest guy in the band. I just turned 61. So, you know, sometimes red eye plane flights, they'll leave a mark on us old guys.
Well, I tell you, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on down at Clinton. I'm gonna head down there, but I know this has been a tight squeeze getting you in here today. But I really thank you so much for taking time out because Amber said I got to keep this short, and so thank you so much, there, Jimmy, for coming on.
All right, man. I appreciate it. And we'll see you there Wednesday.
Okay, you take care, man.
Bye bye.